Hey everyone, welcome to Sasa. Welcome back to No One Lives Forever. Let's go figure out how to get around in this place. The hell is that noise? Oh, cool.
Thought I heard someone.
It didn't last very long.
Toby was telling me about what happened in France. I'm glad I wasn't there.
Hearing about stuff like that makes me think about a career change. I mean, what would happen to my wife and my little girl if I got gunned down by some super spy?
I know what you mean.
What the hell is this? I'm serious, what the hell is this? You're kidding me. It's a rocket launcher?
Who is this here? Don't leave me out on a limb! Someone get back up! Halt!
Bro.
Are you there?
I presumed if I killed him inside the room, he would get seen by the camera.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever.
Will you please shut up?
Why, don't you like singing?
Sure, just not yours.
Hugo never complains.
Hugo is an idiot.
Whose singing do you like?
Oh, I prefer women singers. Edith Piaf, Shirley Bassey, Ella Fitzgerald, Nancy Sinatra. I like to pretend they're singing to me.
Maybe you need a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend. That's not the point. Anyway, I don't need to hear your yodeling.
Fine.
Wait, what? What's going on? What? When did that happen? Weird. Okay. That takes a while. Yep. Thought so. Need to lure them in here somehow. The guy is out on guard behind the barn, basically. Nowhere near where the people are. Who's gonna see him?
Halt!
We gotta love it when these guys decide not to trip the alarm. They just want to chase me around. Yep.
What did you find out?
The main gondola dock is heavily guarded. It would be suicide to go that way.
I'll have to risk it. There's no other choice.
Ah, but there is. A few miles from here, there's an old service gondola. They use it for supplies, mostly.
Brilliant. I guess I'm in for a bit of a hike.
Well, I noticed there's a guard post out past the frozen lake. There's a snowmobile sitting outside.
You've done well. What's your name?
Tom, what's wrong?
Oh,
Nothing. Just reminds me of an old friend. Thank you, Tom.
Good luck.
he's a good guy, that Tom. He's not Tom Goodman, but you know, or was it Tom Feelgood? I forgot now. I think it was Feelgood. But you know, good guy. That Tom. Well, never mind.
So I hear Johnny Rommel.
So is there any point to dealing with that guy? Wait, can I jump onto the roof? Hell yeah. Damn it, I was hoping I could surf up here onto that. Yeah, I can't. Like, it would be very hard to do a stealth thing like this in real life because, you know, that guy over there can probably see this. But in the game, it has to be a limit or else the game is impossible. Oh.
Coming in tonight. Really? I thought he was too good for us grunts. Travis tell you about that mess in Greece? The hostage thing? Yeah, sounded ugly. Yeah, well now Johnny's saying it wasn't his fault. It was the Greeks. The Greeks? That's crazy. It was a dumb plan to begin with. Not according to Johnny. He says the plan was flawless. He says everything would have gone off without a hitch if it wasn't for the Greeks screwing up. I've worked with a Greek before. He doesn't screw up. I know! So does everybody else. Not only that, Travis showed me a telegram he got from Johnny 2 days before the thing went down. It outlined the whole plan. Really? Yeah, and let me tell you, it was a bad, bad plan. How bad is bad? Well, obviously the situation was about as bad as it gets. You got that right. The only reason it was even that good is because the Greek wasn't following orders. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been alive long enough to mess up that bad. And he's got the nerve to blame the Greek. You don't understand. Johnny thinks he's this great mastermind. If something goes wrong, he blames somebody else. If something goes right, even if he had nothing to do with it, he takes all the credit. Wait till the Greek finds out what he's been saying. I just hope I'm around to see it. You know the worst part? It took him 4 years to cook up that plan. Are you serious? That's pathetic.
That's pathetic. Ow. I do kind of wish it was easier to tell which doors can open, which doors can't, but you know, sure, whatever. What does this guy have? Oh, right.
Hey, Phil,
Yes?
you bought that Bentley yet?
I'm not sure if I want it.
But you were really excited about it last time I talked to you. You bought that Bentley yet?
I'm not sure if I want it.
But you were really excited about it last time I talked to you.
Well, now I'm thinking about a Jaguar.
I thought you hated Jaguars.
I never said that.
Yes, you did. You said you'd rather stick a knife in your eye than buy a Jag.
You're confused.
I think you're just a fickle bastard.
Sod off, I'm not fickle.
Sure you are. Remember how smitten you were with that bird, Tracy?
Tracy, she's disgusting.
You see? You thought she was some kind of a fairy princess.
Liar!
And remember when you said you wouldn't use an automatic pistol because you said they were unreliable?
I've always used automatics. Revolvers are for half-wits and old ladies.
You know what makes it even worse? Not only are you a whimsical bloody bastard, you're also a belligerent ass.
Shut up if you don't want me to clobber you.
Wait a second, tough guy. We both know I could reach down your throat and rip out that flimsy spine of yours, so don't go shooting off your mouth at me.
I'm not fickle.
You sound fickle, bro. Burrow. I love how some guy screaming in pain they don't even care. Stop. Stop. I don't think stealth is mandatory in this mission, but I want to try doing a better job with that. Oh, the searchlight. Okay. It doesn't work. It triggers the alarms anyway. I don't get it. Who's even controlling the spotlights anymore? No, 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 no. Did I shoot a rocket at me? Ah, grenade, okay. It looks like a place I can warm up. Yes.
Fox Hunt calling Fox Hound, over.
Go ahead, Fox Hunt.
Approaching target. Outlook good, over.
Excellent news. Proceed as planned. Support standing by. We'll await your signal. Over.
Understood. Over and out.
Okay. Yeah, alright. Let's go for the AK-47. Oh, God damn it, now I have 10 phosphorus bullets for the AK-47, alright. Generator. Yeah, fair enough. What does it look like out here? How am I supposed to survive that? Bonk. Let's see here. No, there's nothing else. That was weird. really bad. There you go. Way better. Guys, a handheld torch device is stronger than an AK-47. Makes sense. Seems about right. Suit of armor. I mean, body armor, and then some. What the hell is this? Oh, finally, some mines. I was wondering when they would show up. Been using this thing forever. Okay. They put a mine on the wall there? What the hell? I have to be honest, I don't know if I can use the snowmobile with the glasses. So maybe I could have brought it over? I don't know. Like with my luck, I have to do it. Let me map out a path then. Okay, straight here, left, hug that tree and then hug that other tree. Okay. That should be good enough. Damn. Oh. Jesus, what the hell is that? Oh, it's an explosive round. Gun uses explosive rounds. That is cool as hell.
Say so.
You disagree?
They were a bunch of idiots. I'll let you in on a little secret. I killed that organization.
What are you talking about?
Seriously, I was the only thing holding them together. When I left, they fell apart.
That's not what I heard.
What did you hear?
Let's just say my sources didn't feel right.
Really?
They said you were kind of lazy and belligerent.
Who are you gonna trust? I'm telling you, they were morons.
I'm sure they were.
I hope they all rot.
Yeah, don't think I don't know.
That also works. I like the guy who just walked into the electric fence and died.
Yeah, starting next month, I'll be in charge of planning all mechanical sabotage operations for Northern Europe.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
Tell me about it. It's gonna be a lot of work.
I hope I get a promotion so I can feel special too.
Yeah. Listen, I gotta go, over here.
All right. See you later.
I gotta go over here.
Here.
Sorry, I gave my last one to Klaus.
Is anyone there?
Where's the ladder? Quickly!
Yeah. We don't have anything over there. What the hell? Yeah, they don't have anything over here. So it's whatever. I have a bad feeling about the mission not ending right away. Oh, there you go. I found out all that.
Once you reach the chateau, you will have to act quickly. The first challenge is to locate the list. The greater challenge will be to deliver it to command. Needless to say, subtlety is advisable. The odds against you are already overwhelming enough without you drawing undue attention to yourself.
Yes, I get it. Oh no. Oh, okay. Eh. The Lost Search monkeys. It's not that guy from the start of the game. Doesn't love monkeys. No great love for monkeys, that guy. Okay.
Anybody there?
No.
Hello?
As lightly weren't killed, huh? Oh, god damn it. Where go? Where go? What do I do? What do I do? I really don't know what I should do there. Did it come through the gondola? I guess I climbed up the gondola, or Kate climbed up the gondola and went up into that window before. Instead of going right in, because she would be detected otherwise. What am I doing wrong here? What am I supposed to do? I presume there's a zip point somewhere that I'm not seeing. Or I guess you'd call that a hook point. But yeah, I don't see anything. Maybe there. Wait a moment. How did I get up there to that window? You know? Oh, there it is. This is the window. I suspect this is the way. Okay. I'm guessing that's enough for that lever to work. For that lift to work. It looks like the kind of thing where I can fix a crooked build painting and get inside, but I don't know, it won't let me. Should have known better than to try the front doors. Ugh. Good lord, lady. Third time already?
Look at her.
Maybe we should throw her off a cliff.
Did I ask for your opinion?
No, but I was just thinking.
Oh, you were you?
Yes, I think keeping her alive is a bad idea.
Is that so?
You know how in spy shows the hero always gets away? Well, that just sets a considerable precedent, don't you think? Sure, it's just television shows, but it still makes me nervous.
Take a look at her.
Excuse me?
I said look at her. You want to murder her?
I don't want to, it just seems prudent.
Prudent, eh?
If you don't mind my saying so, you seem rather moralistic for a man who earns his living as a criminal. We've already killed thousands of people. What's one more?
It wasn't me that killed them.
You work for the organization that did. Doesn't that implicate you as well?
They didn't ask me what I thought about it.
Perhaps not, but you knew there was a possibility that such things could happen.
Okay, maybe you're right. But that doesn't mean I want this girl's blood on my hands. Truth be told, I'd sooner kill you than her.
Then I'll stop trying to convince you to throw her off the cliff.
That's prudent of you.
I must confess, I haven't been able to sleep since that explosion in England.
Me neither, lad.
Can I ask you a question? What would you do if I began walking towards a gondola dock with the intention of leaving this organization?
I might give you a piece of advice.
What would that be?
Don't get yourself killed.
The thought had occurred to me.
Okay. Incredible. Once again, Kate is locked up by Magnus.
I don't want any interruptions.
Yes, ma'am.
Wake up, princess. So, this is the indomitable Kate Archer, super spy. I hope Armstrong wasn't too rough with you, dear. I'm not sure whether it's his Scottish blood or his peasant heritage, but he's rather lacking in social polish. Oh, but you're Scottish too, aren't you? Ah, how insensitive of me.
Baroness Dumont, you're not what I expected.
Is that so? Sorry if I'm a disappointment.
Not at all. Quite the opposite, in fact. Meeting your husband didn't lead me to expect much of the woman who'd choose to marry him.
Oh, yes, my husband. He's a child in the body of a man. A rather large man. All I have to do is play mommy every once in a while, and I get to spend his money any way I please. And he has plenty of money to spend. But enough about my vocation. Let's talk about yours.
Your vocation? But I thought you were working for Harm.
Harm works for me, darling.
I'm impressed. Not bad for a little orphan girl who went from princess to pauper. It takes a great deal of conviction to overcome adversity the way you have. or a great deal of hatred?
A little of both, actually. I wouldn't have expected such insight from someone like you.
Well, perhaps you don't know as much about me as you think.
I know enough. A girl spy in a man's world? That takes gall, surely. That you've been such a damnable nuisance speaks highly of your talents. But the fact that you're my prisoner suggests that you overestimate yourself. Just a bit. Little girl who thinks she can take on the world.
Is that so different from a little girl that thinks she can take over the world?
Well, we're both ambitious.
Too bad your ambition is so petty.
Is that what you think?
You might have done great things. Instead, look what you've settled for. Exacting revenge on people who remind you of those snobs that ostracized you and your mom after that nasty business with your father.
You call it revenge? I call it house cleaning.
House cleaning?
That's right. Every one of these smug blue bloods I scrub out makes the world a little cleaner. As far as I'm concerned, they're lint.
Excuse me, Baroness.
I said no interruptions! Somebody shoot this man! Where were we? Ah, yes. You were moralizing. Next, I suppose you'll tell me that I can't possibly succeed.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Well, you certainly have spirit. Unfortunately, you won't have anything to do with it. Not unless you can rise from the grave, that is. Are you afraid to die?
I haven't given it much thought.
Thanks to the incompetence of the insufferable Inga Wagner, you still have some time for reflection. My instructions were to give you a 10-hour fuse, but that bloated moron gave you 10 days, which leaves you roughly 45 minutes to live.
I thought so.
I've been infected. At the club, that dart that hit my neck.
Yes, and if it weren't for Fräulein Wagner's mind-numbing ineptitude, you'd already be dead.
You get what you pay for.
Isn't that the truth? You have no idea how hard it is to find qualified criminals these days. Nothing but misfits, mutants.
I hope you don't expect sympathy.
Not from a judgmental goody two-shoes like you. To you, I'm just a villain. Those pretty eyes of yours see only black and white. Well, sister, the world is a crueler mistress than I. Believe me, I would have gladly kept my dollhouses and fairy tales rather than suffering through what I did. But I didn't have a choice in the matter.
You had a choice. You were just too weak to make the right one.
You don't know anything about me, girl. You don't know what I went through. Those genteel bastards disowned my mother and me before the headlines even hit the papers. Now I'm going to show my gratitude by raining fire and destruction down upon their pedigree heads.
Poor Felicity. The world spat upon her, so now she's going to show them all. Is that it?
I didn't give you permission to use my Christian name.
We've more in common than I like to admit. The difference is that I stopped taking my misfortunes personally. Everybody suffers, Baroness, but only cowards take it out on other people.
Well, aren't you a righteous little bitch? Maybe it will get you into heaven. I suppose you'll find out soon enough. Get Armstrong up here. I want someone competent guarding this door.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
Is that so? Well, after you fetch him, how would you like to take yourself outside and have yourself shot? That'll give you something to complain about.
Looks like you got yourself in a heap of trouble this time, eh, lass?
How about a fight?
What are you yapping about?
A fight. You and me. Mano a mano.
You're challenging me to a fight?
If I win, you let me go.
And if I win?
I'm already at your mercy. Are you a sportsman or a bully?
As entertaining as it sounds, I'm not about to stake my reputation as a master criminal on a dare from a wee little girl.
Coward.
Are you trying to provoke me?
You're just afraid I'd clobber you.
Ha! I'd be more afraid of an angry chipmunk.
You stink like an open sewer.
Oh, that's my deodorant. You should smell me when I haven't bathed for a few days.
I hear you had a torrid love affair with Inga Wagner.
Ha! In her fantasies, maybe.
I'd clobber you, but I hate being cruel to animals.
Then I guess a kiss is out of the question, eh?
It's not working out.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you don't like girls.
Say that again and I'll wash your mouth out with soap.
I'd smack the crap out of you if I didn't think it'd bury us both.
You're a feisty little wench, aren't you?
Oh. I think I'll try that again in the next video. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. This has been Sauce, and I'll see you next time on No One Lives Forever. Bye!